Welcome to the talk. My name is Riyaz Rafi Ahmed. Before introducing myself, let me just tell what we're going to talk about, right? So first up, we'll be covering what are the different careers you have in cybersecurity. So what are the different paths you can take? What are the different roles that you can possibly get into? And then we'll cover what exactly is my job role. What do I do as the DevSecOps engineer? What is application security? What is ethical hacking? What is penetration testing, etc., etc., etc. We'll cover each and every job role. I'll explain my job role as well. And then the main part where all of you are here for, entering into cybersecurity. Why is it difficult? I mean, you see many people who are interested in cybersecurity, but very few are able to get that entry level role. So what is that trick? What is that which will set you apart from the other people when you're trying to enter into cybersecurity? What are the core concepts you are expected to know? Because I've taken interviews for people who are entering into cybersecurity, and I'll ask them simple questions like explain DNS or explain a handshake protocol, and they'll not be able to explain it. So before you jump into something advanced like penetration testing, get your basics right? So I'll cover all this in the section. And what are the different pathways that you could possibly take, certifications, are they worth it, courses, etc., right? And of course, you have bug bounties. Is my screen visible, guys?
Yes, it is.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So yeah, so next up, we'll cover bug bounties. Again, it is a very hot topic, I guess you could say. Bug bounties. If you're able to find a bug, then you get paid for it, etc., right? So it's a very lucrative thing. But I'll give my take on bug bounties once this section comes. It's a very interesting take, I would recommend. And then, of course, this is something to help you all out. What is the security mindset? What does it take to work in security? Because many people just look at bug bounties or look at what the salary of someone will be who's like 10 years into security, and they'll be like, yes, this is what I want to do. I want to make this much money. Let's go into security. But then once they enter 1 year, 2 years down the line, they get burnt out. They don't expect the kind of stress and the kind of dedication that a career in security requires. So what does it take? Security. And then, of course, questions. If you have questions in between related to the talk, related to the slide, then feel free to ask. Otherwise, just take note of all your questions in like a notepad or a paper or something. And towards the end, I'll just cover questions for half an hour, 45 minutes. I'll just allocate it for questions so that you get a lot of value out of this talk, right? So now a bit of a shameless about me slide. So my name is Riyaz Rafi Ahmed. I am a security software engineer in DevSecOps at ChargeBee. ChargeBee is a subscription platform, right? So if you want to build a business and you want a subscription module, you just come to ChargeBee and we'll build it for you. And I'm also a course instructor for EC Council. You might have heard of EC Council. CEH, that is very popular, right? So I'm a course instructor for EC Council. I've published a lot of courses on EC Council's own website. If you want, you could look into this. Wait, let me just share the link with you. Towards the end, I'll share the link of my course with you as well, in case you're interested in it. I completed my BTech in Information Technology from 2016 to 2020 in SSN College of Engineering. I'm based out of Tamil Nadu, which is in India. And I have about 4 years of experience in information security, DevSecOps, security engineering, application security, penetration testing, and online privacy / anonymity, which is also known as OPSEC, right? And I'm also a certified DevSecOps professional from Practical DevSecOps. And this is the only certification I have, though. I'm a little bit skeptical when it comes to certifications. I pick the ones I do. So this is the only one I have. And I have also completed over 15 cybersecurity certifications from the US Department of Defense, from universities of London, San Diego, McMaster, a lot of courses I've completed. So my skill set includes, so I'm not going to read through all this, but I'll just give you a brief overview, right? So I've been working on security for the past 4 years in domains of cloud security, application security, and like giving talks such as these. I give talks to a lot of other like universities. I've given a talk at SRM. I've given talks at VIT. I've given talks at like international conferences, right? So like having said that, it's good to see people not doing the course. That's awesome. In this talk, I keep telling course because I'm a course instructor. So every time I say the word course, basically I'm saying this talk, right? So yeah, just please don't mind me when I keep saying course. So now we look at what are the different careers that you can have in cybersecurity, right? Towards the end, we can just have a lot of question answer session. Just keep asking any question you have. I'll answer every single question, right? So I'm going to quickly go through what is cybersecurity. I'm sure most of you know it, but it's basically just protecting. That's all you're going to do, right? So basically what you're going to do is you're going to protect the systems that you have and the networks, systems and networks together from digital and sometimes even physical attacks. Now, you can ask me, hey, Riyaz, digital attacks, I'm aware of it. There's like denial of service, there's like SQL injections, etc., etc. What exactly is a physical attack? Physical attack means do you go and break the computer, or what exactly do you do there, right? So what I mean by physical attack is, let's say there's like an organization, and you enter into the organization posing as someone from within the organization. Then you take a USB, just plug it into a system, upload malware and leave. That malware then propagates into the network. So basically what's happening here is it's a physical attack because you have physically entered into the organization in order to cause the attack. Basically, you are the threat vector, right? So also cybersecurity can also be said as sort of like a constant pursuit to secure our information systems. Now see, information is different, systems are different. Information systems are systems that hold the information that is important for an organization, right? And the data on them and the services they provide. So in a nutshell, if I have to say what is security, right? It's protecting the things that you value. For example, if you have $10 or if you have, let's say, $200 in your wallet, you're not going to go around waving the $200 when you're walking outside, right? You're going to keep it safe because that is something that you look to do. And similarly, in security, you're not going to wave your secrets around and just walk around because that does not make any sense. If something is valuable to you, obviously you're going to look to protect it, right? So that's very similar to what we do in security. Whatever is valuable to an organization, we will help protect those resources, right? So it's about protecting the businesses, big or small or medium sized or just getting started, or even a huge business like Google, Amazon. They also have security engineers who are doing the work of protecting the companies, right? So who does this? Basically, cybersecurity experts do this, not software engineers, not database analysts, security experts. These are the people who are handling the function of protecting a company. Now, there are many different sort of cybersecurity experts out there: penetration testers, security engineers, incident responders, security architects, DevSecOps engineers. So what do these people do? What do their roles mean? That is what we'll be covering in this talk mainly, right? And also, before we get started, let me explain the differences between offensive and defensive security. Offensive security is when you're trying to break into an existing application, right? And a penetration testing or bug bounties, as you're more interested into, would come under offensive security. Now, defensive security is where you're inside the organization and you defend your organization from all the different types of like attacks that are out there. Fortunately, in my experience, I've done offensive sec, I've done defensive sec as well, and I've done something called purple team. Purple team is when you are the person who's attacking and you are the very same person who's defending. So you'll go outside the organization, try to attack, come inside, try to defend, again go outside. It's basically like playing badminton with yourself, right? You just go to the side, you hit the court, you run to the other side, and you again hit it. That's similar to what a purple team does, right? So now, keeping purple teaming aside, offensive versus defensive, this is the main difference. Offensive is you try to break something, defensive, you try to protect it from being broken, right? Exactly. Offensive is red team, defensive is blue team, or both offensive and defensive is also called purple teaming. Now, it depends on organizations how they want to implement this, right? Certain organizations, what they do is they don't hire offensive security engineers. Basically, they don't have a red team. They just have a blue team. Some organizations have a red team and a blue team. Some organizations don't have a red team, don't have a blue team, but they have a purple team. And then there are some organizations who have all three teams. They have a red team, they have a blue team, and they have a purple team. But even other than all this, there are organizations that have neither of these three teams. They just offload their security requirements to something called MSSP, Managed Security Service Provider. So they can also offload their requirements to these MSSPs. And then these MSSPs are basically people like us who will be working, but from a third party, right? I think there are, there's a recent case also where I think it was called Patreon, right? You can look this up, Patreon firing security. If you just Google this, you will come across articles saying Patreon has fired their entire security team, and they're just looking to hire MSSPs to do their security work for them.